it's indescribable to some people, because every one of us, we all know we are living in unprecedented times, where a lot of people are struggling, doing some extraordinary things, to see what they can do to maintain their strength, and also to enable them to do what they're doing. It's not easy at this time for job seekers, I know, because this is even a time a lot of companies are laying off their workers. Some people are sacking people and all of that. So for you to be looking for a job and for you to get it, it's something that is, it's something that you have to be dedicated and you don't lose hope. So I just want to encourage the job seekers not to lose hope. And I believe that after the adversity, just like after night, there's always morning. So I believe that all these things will certainly do something. I mean, it's going to result into something good. After adversity, it's like when you are sowing, you want to sow a seed or something. At the time you're sowing a seed, there's a kind of, maybe there could be no food at that time and all of that. But at a point, you begin to see that seed begin to germinate, and subsequently you begin to see fruits and all of that. And I think that's exactly what's going on. So after adversity, something good is going to come up. People should not be downcast. People should not be disenchanted with the world system. Mm-hmm. People should be hopeful, and they shouldn't lose hope, because without hope, you won't be able to make it. Don't feel that this thing has come to stay.
Right. And I love how you say you got to keep going, you got to stay hopeful. I would like to build on that, because I was just looking through this International Labour Organization, the ILO report for this year. And apparently, the total employment worldwide has dropped by 114 million people who are unemployed globally.
How is it?
Yeah. And this is not just people who have lost jobs. What's interesting is that there are many people, probably people who are going to be watching this as well, who have dropped out during the pandemic. And it also says that, yeah, without the pandemic, we would have created 30 million new jobs. Now, I want to call our attention to this because, a lot of times we're in a hurry to get money, we're in a hurry to earn, and then we take any kind of job. And it might be okay in the short term, but I would encourage you to also, invest yourself in education, invest yourself in training, get the right support system, find mentors, find coaches. Sure, there is a cost involved, but I think if you're willing to do something which is what they call informal jobs, but also alongside, in parallel, build yourself up, find out what the market needs, understand, the direction that the market is going in. Because when I talk to a lot of job seekers and, leaders, many people don't understand the direction of the market. What do businesses need?
Trying to listen. And I want to ask you, do you think people are being afraid of helping people, or maybe people are doing this out of maybe a kind of experience they must have had? Or what is actually the reason why people don't like helping others? Even when people are shouting and the people are yelling and they, crying and all of that. Why is it that people don't like helping others?
So,
trying to listen to people and all of that. Some people say they have earthquakes in their area, they don't have food, they don't have money, they don't have a lot of, and I know there are people around that area. You understand? Even within. Are you thinking that people are afraid maybe because of fraudsters and so many things? Why all right, how will you know the right people? How would you know the right person? So I want you to talk about it. Let's talk about it.
I think you bring up a very valid point, because I'm reading this book. It's by Robert Greene. It's called Laws of Human Nature. And it talks about how we have been conditioned to hide our shadow self, to hide our desires, our wants, because we have shame around many of the things that we want in life. And what happens is the more you try to hide these things, the more it comes out somewhere else. And social platforms, if you look at them, they tend to expose these kind of things even more. The need for fame, the need for a following, the need to look good or look a certain way, and the overarching mission to do all these external things has blindsided us in a way where we have forgotten some of the more valuable pieces of why social is so important, right? So our connection not just to someone else, but to ourselves, understanding how to heal from shame, guilt, embarrassment, and understand our true and pure nature of who we are as human beings. And, Deepak Chopra talks about this in his book, Synchro Destiny. He says one of the ways for us to evolve and to grow is through our relationships. So, the more, and a lot of people think that when we give, we lose something, but that's from a mindset. You use the word mindset. It's from a mindset of scarcity. When you feel that you have little and you cannot give anything. But the truth of the matter is, the more you start to invest in your relationships, and relationships could start in your physical space, to your community in your local area, to coming online and doing something by creating value around what you're good at and providing it as a service, as well as providing it free to people who really need it. There is intrinsic value in that, and it is immeasurable.
Absolutely. I love your input. It's so wonderful. It's so wonderful because I know that if we understand the power in giving, we'll be able to know that as you give, good measure, shaking together and running over, shall men give unto your bosom. So it's always very good for us to understand that giving has a power. And because there's power attached to it, it's important that we utilize this opportunity to help out. And I also want to say that life itself is risky.
Mm-hmm.
Life itself is risky. If you're not ready to take a risk, then you are not ready to do it. You are not even ready to be in this earth. You are not ready to be here. You understand?
Yeah.
So, but then I always try to encourage people. Do the right things. Have the positive attitude. Do the right things. And if you're doing the right things and something bad is coming to you, don't bother. It does not matter. There are things you cannot prevent. But one thing you should know is that the Creator will always be for you. So do your part and let the Creator do his part. Thank you.
Beautiful.